Welcome back to another review of Monday Night Raw. Today was the penultimate episode before Bash in Berlin, and honestly, nothing really crazy happened. But as always, we're going to break down every segment and see what we liked and disliked from the show. And as always, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe so you guys get all my reviews of Raw, SmackDown, and a bunch of other videos. Comment what you thought of today's episode, and give the video a thumbs up because for whatever reason, that always helps the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's get into the review. So as always, we're going to start the review with my favorite part of the show, which honestly this week, nothing really stood out, but I still really enjoyed the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre promo, so I'm going to start with that. CM Punk came out first, talked about the Fanatic Fest event this weekend, trying to get all the fan interactions and how great it is to see everyone, the usual stuff that Punk does to get the crowd behind him, before calling out Drew McIntyre and challenging him to a strap match at Bash in Berlin. Now, honestly, I'm quite surprised that they're doing this match at Bash in Berlin with the Bad Blood pay-per-view coming up. I was sure that that was going to be their next big payoff for their feud, but it looks like they're doing a strap match and Bash in Berlin. Drew came out, accepted the challenge, and then they teased they were going to fight, and then they had this awkward moment where CM Punk offered to give him the strap in exchange for the bracelet. Drew said no, and then it just ended with nothing. It felt very heated and then nothing. Very weird promo in my opinion, but it was still a really good way to build up the match. I'm still really liking Punk and Drew, and I am excited for the match. I just felt like they should have fought. There should have been a fight here with a break apart, but it didn't really happen. So now that we talked about my favorite part of the show, let's go back to the beginning and go through every segment and break it down. The show started with Randy coming out, cutting a promo on Gunther, and the usual, talking about how he's going to win the title at the show. Gunther came out extremely unhappy because he got RKO'd last week, talked some smack between the two of them until Ludwig Kaiser came out, and attacked Randy Orton. So both of them teamed up on him, and that set up our main event, which is going to be Randy Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser in the main event of tonight's Raw. After that, we had Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in, you guessed it, a banger, in my opinion, the match of the night. Pete Dunne looked excellent in this match. Sheamus did win this match, but I don't think that it made Pete Dunne look weak at all. He was awesome in this match, and Sheamus really, as always, put on an excellent match. I love seeing Sheamus matches every single week, and this is just another one of those bangers, so big thumbs up from me. Then we went into two different promo videos in the back. The first one was a New Day with Odyssey Jones. Once again, Xavier Woods talking about how he's not enjoying Odyssey being a part of it, and it feels like they're replacing Big E, and he talked to Kofi. Really liked Kofi's reaction to it, talking about how when they first started, no veteran were there to help them, and they're just trying to do something right by Odyssey Jones by being the veterans that help him as he's joining Raw. It looked like it kind of teased that it was helping out Xavier Woods here and getting him convinced with it all, and we're going to talk about their match in a bit. But this promo worked for me. I think that, once again, not loving the Karrion Kross New Day rivalry, but I am loving Xavier Woods' work in all of this. Then we got a very short Bron Breakker video package. Excellent stuff here, just hyping up how great he is. I'm liking him, and this was a great video for him too. We then got our first match of the night between Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile. The bell never rang. The Wyatt Six came out, and they absolutely destroyed American May, which was Ivy Nile being destroyed by Nikki Cross, or Abby the Witch, I think is her official title, and then obviously all of the Wyatts coming out and attacking Chad. Awesome, really cool thing, and of course they also announced that next week on Raw, Uncle Howdy's going to have his debut match against Chad Gable. Super pumped for that. Then we got two backstage promos, one with the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, which, by the way, love that name for those two, hyping up their match in Bash in Berlin. And then on the other side, we got the exact same thing, but from Liv and Dom, which also, Dom called out a match to Damian Priest later in the night. So that was a fun little way to still kind of build up the Dom and the Judgment Day as being a threat. They're not terrified of them. They called out the match. So really like these two promo packages. Very excited for this rivalry. And we're going to talk about their match in a second. Then we got the match between the New Day, Odyssey Jones, and the Final Testament. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not pay attention to this match at all. I'm trying my best to keep focused, but I'm just not into the Final Testament. I'm not enjoying this. The New Day won with Odyssey Jones, and there was one spot apparently in the match that the crowd, I saw people react to, which was Xavier Woods had his hand out and Kofi was in the ring. He was getting beaten up, getting the heat. And when he went for the hot tag, Odyssey Jones came up and he hot tagged Odyssey Jones instead of Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods got upset that he wasn't the one who got tagged in. Odyssey Jones destroyed everyone. New Day won. And then again, a little bit of tension between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Just get to the point, at this point. either turn heel or move on from this storyline. I'm not getting into it as much. I love Xavier Woods. Like I said earlier with the promo, he's doing great. But just I can't get into it, man. The Final Testament stuff, it's just they haven't done a good job with them up to this point, and this rivalry, they're trying still, but it's not for me. Then we got Bronson Reed versus The Miz in a no DQ match, and this was a great match in my opinion for what it was. Obviously, Bronson Reed won this match, but what I liked the most out of all of it was The Miz's promo before he entered this match. So obviously, if you guys know, The Miz has been a heel and a chicken shit heel for years. So seeing him be a face who wants to go into a no DQ match with someone like Bronson Reed doesn't work for his character. But they did an excellent job of setting up why he would want to do it today. Basically explaining that he's been in the WWE for a long time and he doesn't have a lot of friends. But when someone like a Bronson Reed attacks one of his friends, R-Truth, he needs to go out there and prove a point and defend his friend. I really like this. I thought that was an excellent way to make it make sense out of The Miz, of all people, wanting a no DQ match with Bronson Reed. Unfortunately, Bronson Reed destroyed The Miz in this match as always. And the cool thing, though, is after the match, Bronson Reed was going to hit another tsunami after the match on The Miz, and Braun Strowman came out. And they're setting up for next week, Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed. Big, meaty man slapping meat. I think that's what Big E likes to say. Very excited for this. This was an awesome setup, and I liked the match. It was a fun little time. Lots of weapons being used. So overall, good time, and I'm excited for the future of Bronson Reed and in general, everything he's doing. Excellent stuff. Then we got a backstage promo with Bron Breakker as the Intercontinental Champion, announcing that next week they're going to be starting a tournament with the winner of that tournament getting a championship match against Braun, and him basically saying it doesn't matter who it's going to be, he's going to destroy all of them. I love tournaments, so this is super hype. Every tournament WWE has done recently, they've done one for the King of the Ring, and they also did another one for a championship match, if I remember correctly. They've been awesome, so I'm very excited for another tournament here. I don't know if it's a one-night thing, because my guess was that you do one-night tournament, Ilya Dragunov wins, and then we get Ilya Dragunov versus Bron Breakker at Bash in Berlin, but they didn't mention that, so I guess this is not a one-night thing, and the championship match will not be at Bash in Berlin. It's going to be for in the future. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited for the tournament still. Then we got our second time of a match, which was Dom versus Damian Priest, and the match never started. The Judgment Day got involved, and man, this was all over the place. We had the Damian and Rhea destroy everyone and finally get their hands on Dom, only for Liv to come out with a chair and attack Rhea, and for all the Judgment Day to attack Damian Priest, and they finished standing on top. Awesome stuff. Continuing to build the rivalry here, and I'm really happy that this week the Judgment Day were the ones who finished on top here instead of it being Damian and Rhea for the third week in a row. It made Finn Balor, JD, Carlito, Dom, and Liv look excellent by being able to take them all out. Of course, it was a 4v1, but it still works for me because they are the heels, and I just didn't want 3 weeks of Damian and Rhea winning, so this was a really good thing to do, really building up that hype, and every single time you finally think you're going to get to see Dirty Dom get hit by something, we don't get it, so it is setting up something incredible for Bash in Berlin. Then we got a triple threat match for the Women's Tag Team Championship between Damage Control, Pure Fusion Collective, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who are the champions defending. I've talked about this across many videos at this point that I'm not loving the women's tag team division, and this match was good though. So even though the rivalry is not working for me, they did put on an excellent match here. Still don't like the Pure Fusion Collective name, and I also like that it looks like Michael Cole is using that, where he was also talking like, well, it's a mouthful, and he was struggling to say it too. So I think that the WWE are aware that the crowd is not enjoying the name. Match was good though. I am gonna say I liked the match. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defended their title by squeezing a win right at the end there. They let Damage Control and Pure Fusion PFC fight for the whole match, and then they tagged themselves in, hit their finish, and stole the win. It kind of what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping they'd give the titles to Pure Fusion Collective. If you're trying to really set up this new team to be a force to be reckoned with, they've been losing a lot. So I don't know what's happening there. And Alba and Isla haven't really worked as champions here. So again, rivalry-wise, not enjoying. In-ring work, thumbs up. Then we got a very short promo by Jey Uso in the back, basically announcing that he's going to be in the Intercontinental Championship tournament and still teasing a tag team run with Sami. Why are they not using Jey more than this? People are in love with him. He is one of the biggest faces in the company right now, and this is all they got for him. I love Jay, but I give him something to do, man. Give him a match every single week. Get him out there. During the Judgment Day attack against the Terror Twins, the crowd were chanting for Jay. They wanted Jay to come out and help Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. People love this guy. Get him in the ring. Make him do something. Why is he getting 30-second promos in the match? He's doing great with the promos, but let him do more. Come on, man. And then we had the main event, Randy Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser. This was just a classic Raw match. Nothing to stand out. I don't think you have to go out of your way to watch this match. Randy, of course, won. And then after that, we had Randy and Gunther fight, and it just ended the show with the two of them fighting. Now, I'm in Canada, and I think our feed is a little bit longer than everyone else's, but it cut, from what I can guess, right before an RKO got hit. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to go and check like WWE.com or Twitter and see if he did hit an RKO, because they set it up where Randy was standing there ready to go and then fade to black. So I'm going to guess he hit another RKO. I'm sure no one else saw it because they were running late and they just kind of fade to black, but it was just a regular match. Overall, today's Raw was just a Raw. I don't think that they did anything amazing, but I also don't think they did anything horrible. As I said, there's all some good stuff here. I give it like a 6 to 7 out of 10 there. It's an okay show with a lot of good stuff, but nothing that stands out. If you're going to skip this episode, I don't think you're going to miss that much, but if you watch it, I don't think it did any harm. That's the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you thought of this week's episode, and have a good rest of your day. See you guys on Friday for SmackDown. Take care. Bye-bye.